Okay guys, so for our first example, the figure shows a simply beam with an overhang. Ito. So, draw the influence lines for the reaction B, RC, shear B. So, doon sa shear B natin, meron tayong dalawang klase. So, shear B left and shear B right. So, ano ba yung shear left at saka shear right na tinatawag? Okay, so mamaya i-discuss natin kung ano ba yun. And we are also required to solve for the shear at point D. At the same time, yung moment doon and yung moment at point B. Okay? So sabi dun sa lecture, so di ba ang una natin kailangan gawin is to make an equation or to solve for the influence line ng mga reaction bago natin isosolve yung mga other required for this problem. Okay, so the first step is maglalagay tayo ng 1 unit load. Okay, so this will represent yung moving load mo. Ano? So itong 1 na to, magta-travel siya along dito sa beam ABCD. Okay, and then next, we will say that this distance is equals to the distance x. Again, we're doing this para magawa tayo ng equation of your reaction in terms of x. And then, kapag nakagawa tayo ng equation, from there, isasalpak natin isa-isa yung mga distances na kailangan nating ilagay para malaman natin kung ano yung magiging shape ng influence line niya. So, ito, kaya pre-project ko na siya dito. So, ang gagawin natin guys is yung una nating diagram will be the reaction B. Okay? So, if this distance is equals to distance x, and knowing that this distance is 12, 4, 4, so 8, 20. So, from here, mula doon sa 1, hanggang doon sa kabilang dulo, therefore, that can be called as 20 minus x. Okay? So, para magawa tayo ng equation for the reaction B, di ba dito may mga reaction? So, no need to solve for the horizontal since ang loading naman natin is 1 unit load which is vertical. So, this will be your RB and at this point, this is your RC. Okay. So, when you take summation of moment C, makaka-establish ka ng equation for RB. Tama? So, to do that, so by taking summation of moment at point C equals to 0. So our equation will be, so 12 plus 4, so that is 16. RB is equals to 1 times 20 minus x. Therefore, our RB will have an equation of 20 minus x all over 16. So this equation is applicable for the limits of 0. When we say 0, yung 1 unit load mo is nandito pa siya sa point na yan. Okay? So ito is applicable for the limits of 0 up to a distance of 20. Okay? So pwedeng yung value ng x mo, spaltan mo na 4, ibig sabihin, directly above siya dun sa support B. And kapag ang sinalpak mong value is 8, so therefore, nandito siya sa point D. Okay? And to know the equation for the other reaction, for RC, so ano yung pwede natin gawin? Okay, tama. So pwede ang gawin natin is mag-summation tayo ng forces ng Y equals to 0. So our equation will be RC is equals to 1 and then minus RB. Okay? So, malilito, simpleng summation of forces y lang yan, o vertical. 1 minus RB. From where yung equation natin is, in terms of x, ito yung napalabas natin equation. So, 1 minus 20 minus x all over 16. Okay guys, it's up to you kung gusto nyo pang isimplify itong equation na to. But ako, ito naman, salpak mo lang sa alcube. Pareho lang din naman lalabas ng sagot. Okay? So, agaya nung kanina, so ito is applicable for the limits of 0 to 20. Okay guys, so ang una natin gawin, i-drawing muna natin yung influence line niya. Kasi sabi dito, draw the influence line for RB and RC. Unahin muna natin yung sa mga reaction. Okay, so paano ba gagawin yon? So, since may nagawa na tayong equation, di ba? So, gawan mo lang dito sa CalQ. So, 20 minus x over 16. So, kung naaalala yung tinuro ko sa inyo sa SRB yata yun, o deformable, di ba ang gagawin mo, once na na-type mo to, ipindutin mo lang yung calc. And then, hihingi siya ng value sa iyo, ng x. So, unahin natin yung 0. Ano ba yung reaction mo for RB if yung 1 unit load is nandito sa point ito? Okay? So, ano yung mararamdaman ni RB kapag nandito yung 1 unit load? Okay, so sabi dyan, 5 over 4. Okay, so kung i-plot mo siya, ito na lang. Okay, so this is straight ha. So this is RB. So sabi dyan 5 over 4 or that is 1.25. Ibig sabihin, nandito siya. 5 over 4. So ang ibig sabihin niya lang guys is nandito yung 1 unit load. So kapag nasa 0 pa yung X or nandito yung 1 unit load, yung reaction mo sa B, if 1 unit load yung pinag-uusapan is 5 over 4. Which is correct naman, ano? Kasi kung ang gagawin mo, di ba, burahin mo lang to. Ilagay mo dito yung 1 unit load. So, ang mangyayari lang dyan is 1, pag nag-moment ka sa C, 1 times 20, and then divided by yung distance ni B. Nag-summation lang ako ng moment sa C ha. Huwag mali dito. So, yan. 5 over 4. So, ito yung purpose kung bakit tayo gumagawa ng equation na to. Ano? Para mas madali natin siya makakompute. Instead na iisa-isahin mo siyang computein yung 1 unit load mo at every point, ang nangyari, gumawa tayo ng equation which is applicable lahat from the distance of 0 up to the distance ng 20. Okay. So, balik tayo sa kanina equation. So, calc mo lang ulit. So, we're done with the distance 0. So, next, isunod natin yung distance 4 or kapag yung 1 unit load mo is directly above dun sa point B or dun sa support na hinge. So, type mo lang 4. Okay. So, ang sabi dyan, yung reaction mo kapag nandito yung 1 unit load is 1. Which is correct naman, di ba? Kasi directly nasa above siya ng support B. Kapag nag-summation ko ng forces ng Y, the only support na magke-carry doon sa 1 unit load mo is itong hinge na to or yung RB. So ito naman, so no need to worry for the degree of the curve na gagawin mo kasi ito nga ay straight line lang. Okay, so ang sabi dyan, 1. So let's just say na nandito siya. Bumaba, di ba? Mas mataas to eh. So this is 1. How about for a distance of 8? So 4, so ito naman sa point 8. So, anong value niya? 3 over 4 or 0.75. So, kapag nandito daw yung 1 unit load mo, ang reaction sa B is 3 over 4. Napasobra yata. 3 over 4. Okay? And last, so, for example, sa exam, ipahanap sa inyo, halimbawa, what is the reaction at B kapag yung 1 unit load mo is directly above here. For example, mag-set ako ng distance. So, ang gagawin mo lang is type mo lang dito yung distance na nire-require for the problem. But, since wala namang kailangan na ganun, so, diretso na tayo dito sa kabilang dulo. Ano naman yung reaction mo kay B kapag nandito yung 1 unit load mo? So, palitan mo lang to ng 20 or that will be 0. So, 0 siya sa point na to. So, ito dapat is a straight line. So, pagpasensyahan nyo na lang yung drawing ko. So, guys, ito yung magiging itsura ng influence line for the reaction at B. Next nating i-plot that is for yung RC. Okay? Ayan. So, RC. So, ganun lang din. I-type mo lang to kung ano yung makikita mo dito and then calculate mo lang ulit. So, ngayon, ang mangyayari, if nandito yung 1 unit load mo, ano yung reaction at C? ano yung mararamdaman ni RC kapag nandito yung 1 unit load mo. So, tapat-tapat mo lang yan. Dito mo siya i-plot since ito yung distance 0. 0. So, negative 1 over 4. So, if this is the case, so dapat nandito siya. So, 1 over 4. Nasa ilalim ng iyong plane. Okay? So, ibig sabihin yan guys, kapag nandito yung 1 unit load mo, instead na pataas siya, yung reaction at C, dapat pala pababa para mag-equilibrium siya. Okay? Which is correct naman, ano? Kasi kung imagine mo dito, di ba, nandito yung 1 unit load mo. Ang total lang kasi ang total lang dapat nung RB and RC is equals to 1. Ngayon, kung ito ay 5 over 4, di ba? Or 1.25. So, ibig sabihin, labis na yung RB. 5 over 4 yan eh. Ang load mo lang na kailangan is 1. So, para maging equilibrium yan, ibig sabihin, kailangan ng additional load na pababa, which is yung RC ang magbibigay. Okay? Kasi nga itong reaction at B is 1.25. Kaya, ang nangyari dito, so, try mong minusan ng 1. Diba 1 over 4 yan, which is pababa. So, yan po yung kwento ng influence line. Very interesting, ano? Ayan, check natin. So, paano naman kapag yung 1 unit load mo is nandito sa directly above dun sa RB? So, dito nga 1 na sa RB. So, ibig sabihin, sa malamang-lamang, ang value ng RC mo dito, since yung RB ang nagkakari lahat ng 1 unit load mo is equal saan? Tama, 0. So, i-check natin. Okay, so 0. So 0 dito sa point na to. And then, next, so calculate. Actually, dito nga lang, kita mo na ang magiging sagot Tama? So dito magiging 1 over 4 na positive. Tama? So ito, 3/4 na yan. So check rin natin. Okay, so tama, 1 over 4. And then, paano naman daw kapag nandito yung 1 unit load mo? So, obviously, the answer here should be equals to 1. Dapat pala may ruler ako, para maganda-ganda yung finger. So, check lang natin. So, 20. Okay, correct. 1. Okay guys, so siguro nagka-idea na, kung para saan ba itong influence line natin. So, ang ganda niya, Ang gandang pagmasdan. Sana sa exam din. Okay, so next natin, isusunod is yung shear at section B. Okay? So, ang gagawin ko guys, gagawa lang ako ng free body diagram. So, para mabawasan din yung oras ng pagre-record natin. Okay, so this time, we will now make the shear B left and shear B right. So, unahin muna natin yung shear B left. So, ang gagawin nyo guys dyan is parang magsesection ka lang dito. So, puputol ka dito, section, isolate mo dito. So, ito po yung makikita mo dyan, So, normally, itong mga shear left and shear right na yan, nangyayari yan kapag meron kang overhang portion. So, ano ba yung ibig sabihin nyo dyan? So pag shear left, ang ibig sabihin, ito yung i-consider mo. Yung left portion. And kapag yung shear right, yung kabila. Or itong other side na to. So, let's start with shear B left. So, kung mapapansin nyo, dalawa yung ginawa ko. Kasi kapag dito, ang limits mo kasi is dalawang equation yung kailangan mong gawin. Kasi nga, ano ba makikita mo lang dito? So, di ba, distance lang na 4 or ito. So, sa distance from 0 up to 4, di ba, makikita mo pa yung 1 unit load. So, dadaan pa kasi yan dyan Okay? So, nandito yung 1 unit load mo. Again, kagaya ng ginagawa natin kanina. So, coming from the leftmost end, ito yung distance x. Kagaya ng ginawa natin kanina doon sa r, di ba? So, lagi sa kaliwa yung x. And then, if this is 4, therefore ito is 4 minus x. Okay, so with that, knowing that this equation is only applicable from the distance of 0 up to x up to 20. Okay? And di ba kapag left side yung kino-consider natin, the direction of your shear is always downward. So this is your shear B left. Okay? And yung moment mo, so that is counterclockwise. Okay? So ano yung equation na magagawa natin dito? So di ba kapag nag-summation ka ng forces ng Y, so assuming that upward direction as positive, summation of forces ng Y equals to 0. So since parehong pababa yan, di ba yung 1 is pababa, yung shear B left is pababa. Therefore, the equation will be shear B left is equals to negative 1. Okay? So this is the value of your shear B at left sa distance na 0 up to 1. So negative 1. So ganito yung magiging itsura niya. So negative 1. Okay? And then, ngayon, so wala pa tayong equation for a distance of, ba't to 20? So this is only applicable for distance of 0 up to the distance 4. Ngayon, gagawa naman tayo ng equation from distance 4 up to the distance of 20. So ano ba yung ibig sabihin niya dito? Ngayon, di ba since yung left portion yung kinonsider natin, itong kabilang portion, so nasa na yung 1 unit load mo? Di ba this 1 unit load is passing from point B to D. So kapag ganito yung figure na kinonsider mo, nandito kasi yung 1 unit load mo. Hindi nakita. Tama? So ano na lang yung natitirang force? So kung yung 1 unit load mo is nandun sa kabilang side, hindi siya makikita dito eh. Ano lang yung present niya dito? Tama, yung shear force lang. O yung shear B left. So kapag gumawa ka ng equation, di ba, kapag summation ng forces ng Y, assuming the upward direction is positive, ang makikita mo lang value dyan is shear B left is equals to 0. Therefore, coming from distance of 4 up to the distance ng 20, 0 yung magiging value niya. So coming from negative 1, tataas siya. So 0 hanggang doon sa kabilang dulo. Okay? So ganito yung magiging itsura ng kanyang influence diagram considering the shear left for the point B. Ngayon, paano naman yung shear right? Okay, so for the shear right, ganito naman yung makikita mo. Kaya nga right, ang gawin mo, yung kabilang side naman yung i-consider mo. So kagaya lang din ang ginawa natin sa shear left. So magkaroon tayo ng dalawang diagram. So yung una, so ito yung equation for the limits of 0 up to the distance na 4. So ibig sabihin nun, yung 1 unit load mo is nandun sa kabilang side. So ibig sabihin, if ito yung diagram mo, nandito pa siya sa side na yan eh. Dito mo siya pinutol sa point B, di ba? Ayan. So ibig sabihin nasa kabilang side siya, so hindi mo pa siya makikita if yung right yung kinonsider mo. So wala pa dito yung 1 unit load na. So from 0 up to the distance na 4 pa lang. So ang present lang dyan is yung RC. At the same time, so ano nga yung consider mo? Pag yung kanan ng consider mo, yung shear mo is pataas. And then yung moment is clockwise. Moment me. Okay. So knowing that, kapag nag-summation ka ng forces ng Y, assuming upward direction is positive, so since parang pataas yan, therefore, shear B right, so transpose mo sa kabila yung RC, so that is negative RC. Okay? From where yung RC mo has this equation. Or ang gawin mo, since meron ka ng diagram for RC, so since negative lang yan, so ibig sabihin, ano lang yung sign niya? Yung kabaligtaran lang. So kung ito is negative, so dapat dito, positive. Okay? So ito, 1/4. And then, dito sa point na to, magsi-0 siya. Okay? So, next, dito naman yung for the distance of 4 up to the distance na 20. So, ngayon, makikita mo na dito yung 1 unit load kasi dito na siya tatawid sa point na to eh. So, ganun lang. 1, and then, again, this is distance x. And then ito will be equals to the distance of 16 minus x. But anyway, hindi naman natin siya kakailanganin since hindi naman tayo nagmo-moment. So, ganun lang gawin mo. So again, ito nga is pataas. Shear B right, and then moment B. So kapag nag-summation ka ng forces ng y, assuming upward direction as positive, so the equation will be shear B right is equals to 1 minus RC. Okay? Or that is equals to, so nasan ba yan? 1 minus RC. So lagay lang natin 1 minus 20 minus x or 16. Kasi kapag ganito guys yung nangyari, di ba matitira na lang dyan ay, so 1 minus 1, 0, tapos negative, negative, positive, 20 minus x over 16. From where itong valuing to, kung mapapansin mo kasi yung RC and yung equation for RB, for this limit ha, for 4 to 20 at shear right, for B, is pareho. Therefore, kung ano yung value dito, from point 4, a distance 4, up to the distance of 20, kung ano yun ang value ng RB doon, siya rin yung magiging value ng RC. So, ibig sabihin, so dito, tataas ka, magiging ano siya, di ba ito yung RB mo? So, magiging 1 dyan, and then, pababa. So, kung 1 dito, magiging 3/4, and then magiging 0. Okay? So, coming from 1/4, positive, magiging 0 dito sa 4, and then tataas siya, magiging 1, and then 3/4, and then magiging 0 ulit. Okay? Okay, so next, so since we're done with this 4, this time, yung point D naman. Shear at point D. So, parang yung ginawa lang din natin dito, ano? So, mag-section ka lang dito para makuha mo yung equation dun sa shear D and moment D. So, i-drawing ko muna and then balikan ko kayo. Okay guys, so, ayun. So, drawing ko muna siya dito. Kita ba? Ayan. So, parang yung gagawin natin is dun sa shear B natin, yung left and right. So, gumawa ulit ako ng dalawa since ito, magkakaroon tayo ng dalawang equation. So, yung first diagram natin, andito yung 1 unit load, okay? So, 1 unit load, again, this distance is distance x, and then ito will be equals to 8 minus x, okay? So, this equation is applicable for the distance of 0 up to the distance na x. Nandiyan pa yung 1 unit load. And then yung sunod, so syempre, from distance 8 hanggang 20. So, hindi mo na siya makikita sa part na to. So, this is good for 8 up to the distance of 20. Okay. So, unahin natin yung 0 to 8. So, unahin natin yung shear force. So, again, kapag left portion ng consider, pababa yung direction ng shear. So, when we take summation of forces ng y equals to 0, assuming upward direction as positive, so the equation will be equals to what? So, di ba yan ay magiging so, parehong kaliwa. So, ito is magiging mental na lang natin na. Yung shear D mo is equals sa RB minus 1. Okay? From where yung RB is equals lang dito. So, that is 20 minus x over 16 and then minus 1. Okay? So, balikan ko lang ha. Shear D parehong nasa kaliwa. So, tama. Okay. And then next, establish na rin natin yung equation for moment para dalawa yung makukuha natin. So, the influence line for D and the influence line for moment D. Yung shear at moment makukuha natin. And then, considering this equation, so, when we take summation ng moment at point D equals to 0, so our equation will be equals sa moment D is equals to RB, from where yung RB mo is 20 minus x over 16 times yung distance mo na 4, and then minus, so 1 multiply by this distance na 8 minus x. Okay? So ito yung equation natin for moment, and then isunod na natin yung for distance of 8 up to 20. So ganun lang din. Take summation of forces ng y equals to 0, assuming upward direction is positive, so shear D is just equals to negative RB, or yung value nito, which is negative. And for moment D, so just take summation of moment at point D equals to 0. So moment D, so that is equals lang sa 4 times RB. From where yung RB mo nga is equals dito. Okay? So ilagay na lang din natin. So since di na naman kasya, over 16. And then ito, moment D. So this is 4 times 20 minus x over 16. Okay. So i-plot natin. Unahin natin yung shear. Okay? So this is for the shear D. So type lang natin. 20 minus x over 16. And then minus 1. So calculate. Distance 0. So the answer is 1 over 4. Positive. So 1 over 4. And then calculate. So this time, gawin natin distance na 4. So dito magsi-0. And then calculate. This time, a distance x. So negative 1 over 4. So bababa siya dito. 1 over 4. Okay, next. So mangyayari naman ngayon, so tanggalin lang natin yung 1. So calculate, 8 ulit. So magiging negative 3 over 4. So mangyayari sa kanya ay bakit negative? Yung magkasalungat naman yung direction. Ah, guys, this is positive. Sorry. Pababa to pataas Summation of forces naman. Tama. And then ito, sorry okay, tama. Kaya nagtataka ba't negative 3/4. So ito is dapat positive. So magiging 3/4 dito. And then calculate. This time for distance of 20. So magiging 0. Okay. So this will be the shape of your shear D. So 0 dito. And then next will be for the moment. Ay, sorry. And the next will be for the moment D. So ganun lang ulit. Type mo lang yan. 20 minus x over 16 times 4 minus 1 times 8 minus x. So calculate. Value mo 0 muna. So that is negative 3. And then calculate. So this time at a distance of 4. So magiging 0 dito. Again walang kinalaman yung shape niya. So straight lang siya lagi. Then calculate 8. So magiging 3 dito. Ayan. And the next equation will be for this one. So 4, 20 minus x over 16. So 8. So 3 pa din. Walang magbabago. And then calculate distance of 20. So dito is 0. Okay? So ganun yung magiging shape niya. Okay, so I think we're done. Oh, kulang pa pala ng isa, no? So moment at B. So ano ba yung magiging shape ng moment at B? So dapat pala sinabay na natin siya kanina doon sa shear at B. So gamitin na lang natin to. Ano? So any of these two naman, okay lang. Pero ito na lang para mas madali. So moment at B. So when we take summation ng moment at point B equals to 0, so we will have moment B. So parehong ikot minus. So moment B is just equals to negative 1 times 4 minus x. So this is applicable for the limit of 0 up to the distance na 4. And then yung isa, using this diagram, so moment at B is equals to 0, considering yung distance na 4 up to 20. So when you plot this, so negative 4, and then calculate. So lagyan natin ng value na 4. So 0. Ayan. So ganito lang yung magiging itsura ng equation for influence diagram for moment at B. So that is negative 4. Check ko lang. Okay, so tama naman. And ayan. So kahit naman ito yung gamitin mo, pareho lang din naman ang lalabas na influence line. Okay, so I hope nagkakaroon na ng idea kung saan ba ang gamit nito. After this kasi, ang pwede mangyari guys, ito kasi 1 unit load lang. Itong diagram na to, pwede natin gamitin doon sa mga susunod na problem. Ang mangyayari kasi dyan, meron kang moving loads. So ito is assumed as gulong ng mga sasakyan. And then, for example, yung front wheel is weighing 5 kips, 4 kips, and then 3 kips. So, ibibigay ko guys sa inyo yung conventional way of solving this. Meron kasi tayong topic talaga na moving loads, na manual mo siya i-compute. Pero ang gagawin ko, ang i-discuss na lang sa video is yung using the influence diagram. Ang mangyayari lang kasi dito guys is itatapat nyo lang yung mga gulong. Considering na may mga distances to. Okay? So, kung saan yung pinapahanap, lapag mo dito yung gulong, ayan. So, kung ano yung ordinates dito, kung ano yung mga value na tatapatan dito, i-multiply mo lang yung load na yun. Ano, para mahanap yun. For example, the reaction at B if the wheel is at this point. So, i-multiply mo lang, actually. And then, para mahanap yung mga value na to, ito, at saka ito, is paano gagawin natin? So, di ba by similar triangle lang naman yan? Okay guys, so I hope nagkakaroon na ng idea. So mag-solve pa tayo ng maraming problem.